Only thing that I don't like about that drive is the fact that he hit it 1,000 miles an hour. If you guys look at this, whip, hard as he can. If he hits that 70% instead of 100%, he'll still keep it in. It'll still be a great shot, and he'll still probably set me up for the next shot. All right, so what we have here is the 5.5 men's doubles final at the Fall Brawl. Fall Brawl is a historic tournament. It's been around for 10 years. Always a big show out. Lots of pros have played in it, but now that it's not run by the PPA. You don't get any pros playing in it. You just get semi-pro level area and then everything below that. But tons of people. I think there was 800 people in this tournament. So super fun. Our bracket, I think, had 18 teams. So it was just high competitive play. I think we played 8 total matches all day. Now we're here in the final, which we love. And we actually lost first round. Went into the consolation bracket and won every single match after that. Now we're in the finals. We got to beat these guys 2 out of 3 and then in a game to 15 in order to secure the gold. During this video, I'm just going to be analyzing this first game here, and maybe in a future video, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, I will analyze the next game. So just to backtrack really quick, I know I was talking during that, but he misses his first serve here, which we love to see, which means that our opponents are feeling the pressure, right? We're in a final, everybody's feeling pressure, super tight. Probably should never miss a serve, but it's going to happen. That being said, now that we see that they are tight, we can start thinking in our minds like, oh, they're tight. And so it kind of helps to loosen us up. And obviously I'm tight as well. Just hit an easy dink in the net. But the most important thing is to recover from this. So you're not thinking, I hit a dink into the net, so awkward. These people are watching, la-di-da-di-da. I should never miss. I'm not thinking that at all. I literally go back to the line and I say, okay, this next point, I'm swinging away, I'm relaxed. And I'm trying to keep my mind relatively just focused on doing what I'm good at. Focused on what I can control. So I'm not doing anything that would make me go into the next point and make the same mistake over and over and over again. I'm not even thinking the word mistake, right? Okay, and now I have moved on. So I hit a good ATP there, but I have now moved on to this next point. I'm not even thinking about how good that ATP was. I'm literally just focused on keeping the ball in play, staying loose is the main thing, and playing my game, because I can trust that my game is going to beat their game, especially if they're tight. But if I get tight, it's going to be extremely difficult to win this match. We would not have won if me and Logan were tight. So literally any opportunity I'm getting, that ball was slightly high, I'm speeding it up. What we were told prior to this match was both of these guys have extremely fast hands, which they do, and that you can't get a ball past them. And me and Logan talked to each other and we just said, and I know this sounds so arrogant, but I think that this is the mindset that you need to have in matches, is we'll see. We said we'll see to each other, not obviously to the person that told us, but we'll see. And I think going into a match like that, trusting that no, we have the fastest hands actually, helps you to actually have the fastest hands. Logan played such a good point there. He reset when he needed to. The ball was low below his waist. He resetted it. The ball was high. He sped it up. Unfortunately, it went long, but we're not worried about it. On to the next point. A nice ball is out. That's always a nice gift. Not much to analyze there. Maybe he's a little tight. You don't know. Great decision to drive the ball. But notice here, if I just backtrack, Logan needs to drive this ball cross court, because notice where the player is that is standing when Logan makes contact with the ball. I'll pause it. Boom. So he's about to make contact here. The player on the even side of the opposite side of the court, as he's transitioning forward, he's like halfway by the time Logan makes contact with the ball. So if Logan drives this cross court at that player's feet area, he's probably going to set me up with a put away in the middle. Instead, he drives it up the line to this player that's already established at the kitchen. It's impossible to hit a drive at this player's feet because he's so close to the net. So it gives him a really easy put away. So if he would have just changed the location, I think that point would have been finished on our side rather than on their side. So something to note. Typically, you want to drive 90% to the player that's transitioning forward on the return. And you'll get people that will poach over, because they recognize that's your pattern, and then you start going down the line to keep them honest. Or start going to the player that's already up on the line, not down the line. That's a tough drive, but see how he's hitting it to the player that's transitioning forward. So as Logan's moving, he also has to move across me. He put it in the right location. If he puts that at me, I'm probably going to put the ball away. So staying loose, an absolutely terrible backhand dink. And then I actually lost my footing here. I remember this. I was kind of pissed. I was like, they need to blow off these courts is what I thought to myself. But it's really probably just my shoes are too worn through. But slipped there, and then I make a horrible decision to speed that up. I needed to just reset that into the kitchen. Wild point. Then I can't let that affect me. So I'm moving on to the next point. And what I actually do there is tap my leg. And that just helps me to reset. And I totally disregard everything that just happened. Nice little leg tap. And hey, now we won the next point because I'm not thinking about that. And now I'm resetting here. I'm tapping myself on the leg. And I'm not even thinking about how I won that last point. You don't want to think anything good or bad. It's literally just staying loose and playing your game. So you can just move on from point to point. Notice how Logan covers the middle here on this shot. I hit it up the line. So since I hit it up the line, it's my job to cover the line. Let's see if I can pause it right there. So since I'm hitting it up the line, the ball, I have to cover the line. Otherwise, he can hit an easy winner down the line, and Logan is going to shift over towards the left to cover that middle ball. So something that's super overlooked, but make sure that you're covering for your partner when they hit that speed up or when they're just dinking in general. Whenever they hit up the line, you're the one that has to cover the middle. If I had hit this speed up cross court, which probably isn't the best speed up location anyway, because they have more time to react, if I do hit it cross court, Logan's now covering his line, and I am coming over and covering the middle, which I think we'll see a couple of times throughout this game. Great coverage of the middle by Logo. You're getting after a serve. As you can tell, super loose. Very, very not concerned about, hitting it in. Such a great setup there. He gets a ball that's slightly high, hits it at the hip of his opponent. Next ball pops up, puts it away. Such a great location because he can see, and obviously he didn't go to the player that was transitioning forward, but he can see that line is wide open because that guy is now trying to compensate for his partner coming forward since they're doing a stack. So you got to keep them honest. Go up the line every once in a while. Great drop. Something to note here really quick, guys, is on Logan's drop, I noticed that it's an Ernie opportunity more than likely because it's so far over. So I'm about to jump. But then he doesn't. He ends up hitting a great shot up the middle. So then I can't obviously Ernie the ball. So I stop myself, dink the next shot, and then I was kind of out of whack throughout the rest of that rally. See how I'm middle there? I'm middle. And then he's middle as soon as it goes back cross court. Sorry, just to rewind one more time. If I'm hitting cross court, or if my partner's hitting cross court, I'm middle. Middle. Good. And he's line, so he's covering his line, covering his line, covering his line. Nice little drive in the net. I don't hate it. But literally just going to move on to the next point. I just gave myself a nice little tap on the leg. Help comfort myself, let myself know it's okay. But it's really not to comfort myself, it's just literally to move on to the next point. So what we're realizing here is these guys have a counter, but it's going out a lot of the time. So what Logan told me is, bro, just get out of the way. I think he told me that right before the point. When you speed it up, just get out of the way. So I gave it a shot. Trust your partner. They see things better than you do too. Look at this, a dink rally. Who'd have known? See, and then they pop the ball slightly high and Logan takes it. No point in dinking if the ball is slightly high. It's a great opportunity to speed that ball up. And Logan recognized it right away, hovering over the kitchen. Dang, that's nasty. Great get. That was a tough, tough shot. Insane, insane shot. So for that, I look at Logan and I'm just like, great point, dude. Like nothing else we could have done. They had great hands. We had great hands. They hit an insane angle winner. Not worried about it. Just congratulating them because that was sweet. That's what we want these pickleball matches to be. Good slammo bammo. Put my slammo down the lino. So, and the reason for that is because this guy is transitioning back into the court. The guy that's on the even side is coming back into the court, so I hit it behind him. Little ad there. Okay, so I'm driving to the player that transitioned forward. At least I think I am. I went for an ATP, was not there. But I had already made up my mind. And I couldn't change it. I wish I could have. Would have been so much smarter to just dink it back cross court. So they're trying to get us into more dink rallies and trying to keep it cross court as much as possible. But I reached in there, did a little swoop-de-whoop. Did a little nice backhand roll down the line. That's probably my favorite shot. I feel like I can hit it relatively consistently if it's slightly high on that side. That's where I'm going to go. Logan has insane hands, probably the fastest hands of anyone I know. And I've played with a lot of pros, so I'm not even kidding. On his counter backhand, holy cow. He'll hit it back just as hard. You really got to get him in a good location to get it past him. Probably going out, but we got saved there. In a way, didn't deserve the point anyway. Okay, notice mine and Logan's shoulders, how they're down, relaxed too. That's something super important and something that you'll see with players that are playing tight is the shoulders will rise. Right, they'll get nervous. So I'm focusing on literally keeping my shoulders down throughout this match. It's really easy to get tight even when you're up. Obviously, you want nothing more than the gold medal, right? But dang, that's a hard shot. Nice smack-a-doodle down the middle. All right, that one I went for the ATP, and it was there. And I think that I had already made my mind up prior that it was there. We had a little argument there. We didn't really argue, but it was just with the ref because one of the players called it in, the other one called it out, and then the other one changed his mind and called it out. And then we asked the ref, and the ref said it was in, which I was right on the line, and it was on the line. So pretty confident it was in. But, you know, as you're moving, you can never be too sure. Don't hate it. Only thing that I don't like about that drive is the fact that he hit it 1,000 miles an hour. If you guys look at this, whip, hard as he can. If he hits that 70% instead of 100%, he'll still keep it in. It'll still be a great shot, and he'll still probably set me up for the next shot. Whereas if you go 100, it's going to be 1 in 10 that actually goes in. I reset to middle there, and then Logan hovers, meaning he's leaning in over the kitchen, ready to attack a ball out of the air. Super important, as soon as you see that your ball that you dink is landing in their kitchen, is to hover over the kitchen and apply pressure to take a ball out of the air. That way they feel like, okay, I have to hit this shot perfect in order to keep it away from them. So that's the analysis of this match. As you saw in that last clip really quick, he hits this shot in the net because he feels like he has to hit it perfect. And if you notice, I actually turned around and I'm ready for the next point. That's what you call being in the zone right there. Okay, so you're not thinking about what's going to happen next. You're not thinking about the score of the game. What's nice is we have the ref calling the score, so I don't even have to think about it. I'm literally just focused. I'm just focused on my game, what I do well. I'm focused on staying loose, playing the next point. I'm not worried about the score, not worried about who's up, who's down. And yeah, literally going back to play another point. Just had no idea. Heading into the second game now, I will do this analysis next week. If you guys will leave a comment below if you guys enjoy this kind of content. But I hope that this has been helpful so that you guys can kind of see into my mind as I'm playing in these tournaments, as I'm playing in rec play and stuff like that. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one.